about the sex life of a lizard.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Charles J. Cole.
Number 2.
My name is Charles J. Cole.
And number 3.
My name is Charles J. Cole.
All right, panel, make notes if you so choose as I read you the reptilian remarks of Dr. Charles J. Cole. Very good, wasn't it, reptilian? Yes. I, Charles J. Cole, am an associate curator at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. In our new hall of reptiles and amphibians, our displays depict these animals in their natural habitats and shows their means of survival. Here is our museum representation of Komodo dragons, the world's largest living lizards. Here is a family grouping examining the skeleton of a 25-foot-long reticulated python. And this display is of a large leatherback turtle seeking a safe place to lay her eggs. Another exhibit shows 2 bullfrogs wrestling in a demonstration of territorial behavior. While I did help create these exhibits, my pet project has been to raise lizards in the museum laboratory. This is one of my lizards raised from an egg. It is a Chihuahua whiptail, which grows to an approximate length of 10 inches. I have successfully raised several generations of these lizards. This accomplishment is unique for 2 reasons. 1, all the lizards are female, and 2, they were all born without the presence of male lizards. Signed, Dr. Charles J. Cole. Born without the presence of male lizards. Now that's carrying women's lib too far, I'll tell you that. Bill, start with you.
That's certainly what I believed till I was 31. So the veterinarian brought lizards in a little black satchel is what I was led to believe. Number 2, is this done not as simply, but just to get to the answer, by artificial insemination?
No, it's not. There's no insemination involved.
No insemination?
No, sir.
Number 3, do you go along with that?
Yes, absolutely.
And the eggs are then fertile, number 3?
Yes, when the eggs come from the lizards, they are already fertilized.
Number 1, I will ask you the question then, why or how do the eggs get fertilized when they are laid by the female lizard?
Actually, the eggs don't get fertilized.
Are they fertilized? In other words, they are non-fertile eggs that are bearing lizards, is that right?
They bear lizards, but they're not fertilized.
Kitty, we go to you.
Well, I've got to explain. I've got to have this whole thing explained. Number 1, is that the normal course of lizardry? Lizards just lay eggs and they get to be lizards without males all the time, or have you done something special to your lizards?
And you better answer that, or she's gonna come and get you.
For some lizards, that's normal. For most lizards, it's not.
Oh, well, number 2, is it normal for the lizards you have in your exhibit?
For the lizards we have in our exhibit, it's normal for some, but for others, it's not.
Well, I just heard that. Thank you. Number 3, would you be kind enough to tell me if this is like the amoeba that just...
Surely. There are 3,000 varieties of lizards.
Right.
Only about 30 varieties were through parthenogenesis.
I see. Thank you very much. So, number 2.
Well, now we're going to go to Tom Seaver and get an explanation of what that Patuhatnaptanus genesis was.
Can you imagine if we had to vote right now and come up with some reasons why we voted? Number 1, what do normal lizards do? I mean, do you have fertile eggs with normal lizards?
Yes, there are males and females, and fertilization occurs.
Are these abnormal lizards, they just live in New York? I mean, where are they? I mean, where's the American, number 2, where is the museum located here in New York?
On 79th Street, Central Park West, on the 3rd floor.
Number 3, there's a big room at that museum, and they have a whale in there named Charlie, or whatever his name is. How big is that lifelike replica of that whale?
Well, that's not my department, so I can't say. I do know the whale you're speaking of that is curved on the ceiling.
Could you take a guess how long you might be?
Used to be a waiter. That's not
about
my table.
130 feet, I think, would be a good estimate.
Let's go to Peggy.
Now listen.
lizards can have baby lizards and no fella ever gets near them, right? Number one, I'm talking to you. Oh, I forgot to mention, excuse me, Now, I want to ask you something. What do these lizards do for entertainment? I mean, don't they have any sex drive, these lizards? They just sit around and lay eggs and that's it?
Well, they eat bugs.
Well, twitches on now. Number two, have you heard about the seagull problem in San Francisco?
Yes, I have heard about the seagull
Well,
problem.
do you think that's true that there's a lot of lesbian seagulls in San Francisco?
I don't think there's been enough study on that to really.
Well, the Daily News, number three. Did you know the Daily News did a thing in New York about the seagulls? And do you know that not one New York seagull even has lesbian tendencies? So that's one thing about the seagull.
Aren't you glad you tuned in now, huh? Okay, because now they're going to mark their ballots and they're going to have to vote with all that information. I'm sure they'll make some good votes. And let's see, do you think it's number one? How about you? Do you think it is number two? Do you think it's number three? All right. Bill Cullen, you got it started. How did you vote?
I still don't understand about the lizards. I do not understand. And as far as the seagulls is concerned, I certainly am not going to be the one to cast the first stone. I voted for number one. He has a no in it.
Okay. Kitty.
Well, true. Only number two has a scientific air. He said to Peggy, not enough study has been done on that. We cannot decide.
Aha. Tom Seaver.
Anybody knows about lesbian seagulls has got to get my vote.
Okay. Peggy.
Gee, I wish I hadn't brought up those seagulls. I voted for number one. He doesn't know a thing about the seagulls, but I think he knows all about the lizards.
All right, the votes are all in. Let us ask the question. Will the real Dr. Charles J. Cole please stand up? Let's find out who the imposters are. Number two, what is your name and what do you do?
My name is Victor Honore, and I'm Assistant Vice President with Fred S. James and Company, international insurance brokers.
Okay. Number three, what is your name? What do you do?
My name is Peter Felicia, and since I flunked physical science 6 times in college, I'm a television writer.
Okay. Dr. Cole, we had a lot of fun here and some jokes were made, but it's a serious subject. In the course of the questioning and the answers, was there anything said by the imposters or some information given out that you would like to correct or elaborate on?
Actually, I think most of it came through in pretty good shape. We used to think that all lizards had to reproduce with a fertilization process until about 20 years ago, and we've recently discovered that about 1% of the world's lizards are unique among vertebrate animals, and that a female lizard can actually lay eggs that develop, that hatch out into female offspring. These will grow up and after a year start laying their own eggs and totally independent.
I sure hope that's not a message for us men, I'll tell you that. Thank you very much, Dr. Cole. Thank you, our two imposters, for playing.
Our central characters today will receive Love Machine by Mullinex, the incredible food